Okay, we're just going to show you one other kind of problem in this section that I think requires a little bit of help. We have a score of 32 on a test, and that gives you 64. So what we don't know is what the test was out of. Really, that's what that last question is asking. What score would give you a mark of 100? So another way to say that is, what's the test out of? So we could look at the situation, rewrite it, and think about it like this: 64% of a full score is 32. Okay, that's what you got. 32 out of something equals 64. So I'm going to try this two different ways, and you can pick up on whatever way you like. So when I write it this way, I can just translate that. What I don't know, of course, is the mark rate of 100. So that's the x. That's what I don't know. So the full score is x. My is my equal sign, and again we're going to convert 64 rather into decimal 64% into decimal 64. So when we look at it this way, 64% of the full score is 32. Okay, so that's kind of that translation. And then to solve that, of course, we'd just be dividing both sides by 0.64, and that will tell us what x is. And x is, of course, what the full score is on the test, and that's what we're after. So we're going to have x equals, and then 32 divided by 0.64. Japers, man. And that 32 divided by 0.64, of course, is 50. So that tells us that there were 50 questions on the test, or the test was out of 50, I should say. Another way to say it, or 100% is 50 out of 50, that sort of thing, right? Okay, now another way to solve this, and you may find this easier, we'll show it both ways, and maybe I'll even see if I'll show side by side here. So another way you may find this completely easier. So when we often give you your test back, you get 32 out of the full score, which we don't know, so that's x, and that, of course, in this case, would be 64%. So this is another way to look at this. So 32 out of whatever is, your score of 64. You're quite familiar with that. So again, there's going to be an issue here of remembering to convert the percent into a decimal, because we can't work with percentages in these things. So what we learned earlier about that denominator, the variable being on the denominator, we can multiply by x and multiply this side by x, and of course that's going to cancel on the left side, and we're going to have 32, and you can see we're going to end up at the same spot. We always end up at the same spot. We get 0.64x, and then we just have to divide both sides by 0.64, which is exactly what we did in the previous example. And we're going to get 50 again. So you may like that better. You may see that as being easier to get your head around. And if you do, that's 100% okay with me. Not 64%, but 100% okay with me. Good luck with it.